Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 2, Week 9. My name's Nightfire with two E's. I'm joined by my co-caster, Yellow Hat, for today's journey into the top tier and the unknown. REKT versus Aerial. Yellow Hat, how are you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good, Nightfire. Thank you for having me along, as always. And like you said, this is a matchup of the known, the previous season's champions, REKT versus Aerial, which is, from what I'm seeing, a hodgepodge of players from a few different teams. We got some Vanguard Gaming players, we got some Packwatch players. So
Okay.
I think it'll be interesting to see how all those players kind of play together.
We will see soon enough as we wait for the fifth to jump in the lobby on the Aerial side. But looking at the win-loss ratio, obviously Aerial, a new team, like we said, 2-0 so far. They did have a close bout with Suits, and so if we are to kind of try and guesstimate their general competency, that Suits squad also, while new to this season, does have some pretty familiar faces there as well.
Certainly. I mean, it's I was kind of just looking through their matches because I mean, they only have those couple of matches,
right,
whatnot to go off of, and it was interesting to see kind of the tie score and how well they did against the Suits, and then going from there,
try and calculate. Try and look at what's that roster like, what kind of skill level is there, because there is some unknown. I looked at the connoisseur votes, and they had a pretty strong favoritism towards REKT, obviously, but nonetheless, there were some people voting into the Aerial squad this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder whether those people are just trying to get that cheeky Aerial win, or hey, you got to have some people that believe, and I've been on casts where the connoisseur vote goes completely one way, and then it just it winds up the opposite happens. So
yeah,
anything can happen.
Well, I'll tell you what, if they don't get 5 into the lobby, then it's definitely going to be tough for the Aerial squad. So we will have to wait and see what that roster does look like. But over on REKT, we do at least have that so far. Basil, Maz, Kiwi, Psychillo, Rusty, and Tarmac. And that is your pretty standard fare for the REKT team. We're waiting on a fifth for Aerial, but we do have Kotiv, Litz, Bentley, and Obama over on the on the other team. Again, the unknown. We'll see. We've had some upsets already, I think, when we tuned into the EU side of things yesterday. It was like a 40-2 vote in favor of the top team, and it ended up going the other way. So you can never trust the connoisseurs leaning too heavily into one side. You can't put all your faith in them determining how the series unfolds. But as we do wait for this fifth to join, we do kind of wonder what it's going to look like. And we do appreciate everyone that is patiently waiting for the start of this series as well. It was voted on relatively highly on the website, which we do appreciate people engaging with there. And, who is in here? Batman, Weakless, Goosey, Infinite, Solar. I'm getting news now there is going to be 5 for Aerial,
always love a good 5v5.
That's the bare minimum for them to have a chance this afternoon against the reigning champs. I mean, what is again the record of REKT this season? They are defeatable, so not a monolith of an impenetrable wall, so to speak, but based on history and even now who they're playing against, I think their losses were hard fought, to say the least. So it's we stalled long enough. Yes, we have. But yeah, it's a toss-up. It is a toss-up. It's why we're tuning in this afternoon, quite frankly. It's why we're diving into our first map of the afternoon on Suna. To open things up, we've got on the defense that new Aerial squad, and on the attack, the familiar faces of REKT, most likely showing off their fancy skins and what have you from, maybe not Suna? No, okay, that was a false start on Suna. They needed a little extra warm-up time. And we swap sides? Yeah, we swap sides. Okay. That's what happened there. So REKT is on defense, and Aerial will be starting on the attacking side for this series. And I mean, your thoughts on an opening Suna? I had Kitty open up a series yesterday. That was quite interesting. But Suna seems kind of standard fare, Yellow.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Suna is probably the most, I would say it's the most default of all the maps. It still leans Rayab-sided a little bit, but it's not nearly as Rayab-sided as, say, you know, Kitty. So definitely interesting to hear that somebody started with Kitty the other day. But
it was a 9-0, so it wasn't good.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we get into it. We're on that first pistol round. Plenty of time for Aerial to make something happen here, and it's looking like they're doing a bit of a split play. 2 players over towards that B site, 3 players over towards the A, and you know, just a little bit of util thrown at over towards B, maybe prompting an early REKT rotate. You know, we do have 3 REKT players over at that B site, and we see Tarmac kind of questioning things here, but look at this. Over on the left, Psykilo gets naded by Obama, and the explosion under the A site is starting right now as they're looking to get onto site. Basil taking out Coative, though, down in the tunnels.
Tarmac on site, too, battling over Bentley. The swing coming in onto site. A nice nade. Another frag from Obama there as Litz catches Kiwi, and it's a 2v3. The rotation from defense needed here. You can see both 1 and 4, Basil and Rusty, have to rotate all the way from opposite site towards A as they push through smoke, barrel through suppressive fire. Don't have necessarily a high health advantage either because Bentley, Mystic, and Obama are relatively full HP.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a tough retake for REKT here, and you know, Rusty gonna be taken down by Elite, and Basil gets the kill on Elite, but Obama definitely the MVP of that round. 2 frag grenade kills, and then the final kill to send it off as we go into round number 2 here.
What is the KD? Yeah, 3-0 on the round, sets them up nicely for an early point, but yeah, it's the pistol round, so now we settle in, rifles in hand, and REKT going to probably go again for the 2-1-2 split. You typically send 1 up that middle on the defensive end, and then the 2 to opposite sides. You know, kind of monitoring for any rotation up through the middle as we watch Basil Maz, but you can see on the overhead the majority of the rotation and that scanner directed over towards that B site right now.
Certainly, and again, you know, it seems like Aerial are going to start favoring these split plays. It worked for them last round, and, you know, maybe they have the connoisseurs shaking in their boots just a little bit. You know, they get the first round of the entire series, and, you know, we go from there. Elite can be taking out Basil right away, getting an opening pick.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I was wondering how to say that name. That makes more sense.
Oh, Mystic taking out Rusty there, and look at this. The last player, Kiwi, though, does take out 2 on Catwalk before getting taken out. The pincer almost working there, and now a 2 versus 3 retake. Psykilo and Tarmac versus Bentley, Mystic, and Obama. And once again, Aerial just doing such a good job taking the site and getting the REKT defense, you know, kind of scattering in their boots. And, you know, 33 seconds left on that scanner. REKT don't have a lot of time to work with, and they certainly don't have really any utility here. Smoke does go down, try to cover Tarmac's movements there. Tarmac does take out Bentley, making it a 2 versus 2 right now. Mystic, though, getting that kill onto Psykilo, and Tarmac has the information, but now has to try to win the 1v2 in 15 seconds. Sees the 1 player in Obama going to be swinging out, getting Tarmac, and Aerial are 2-0 right now.
They are 2-0 against the reigning champs. REKT, again, like we said, not unbeatable. A team that has shown that they are able to bleed this season. And they sit at number 3. They're not in that number 1 spot currently in the regular season either. Regardless, this new squad, a hodgepodge, as we said in the early moments, is definitely doing well. Up 2-0 and in control of momentum off of that rifle round. We'll see if they can continue that sort of pacing. You know, they can continue to win B-site how many times before a squad like REKT makes an adjustment as Kiwi finds the lead early.
Yeah, that definitely a good adjustment coming from REKT early on. They get the first pick this time around, and we do see a take coming on to B, but REKT have rotated their defenses over, and you know, smokes are down and everything. A lot of pre-fire coming through. Rusty and Sakil both picking up kills. Rusty picking up another one, and just like that, the push is basically stopped. But Obama still here to save the day, at least for right now, in a 1 versus 2. Basil puts a quick end to that. Obama getting the first death of the entire game, and REKT pick up their first round.
On the board, but hard fought, to say the least. And maybe 2 points is all this aerial squad will get, but I got a feeling this is going to be a bit more competitive than maybe most people thought this afternoon. If we're to judge early on these first 3 rounds, this aerial team definitely seemingly has their strategies relatively figured out as they go for a different approach again back to the A site.
Yeah, we have some sneakiness going on in mid here. Basil sneaking through tunnels and Bentley sneaking through mid. Neither one of them really making any footstep sounds, but Basil has such a prime opportunity to make something happen here. He's just sneaking through. The scanner is over towards that A site, and you got to wonder if he's going to be able to pull this off, if the timing is going to work out in their favor. And I mean, it's just a game of deception, it seems like. I mean, you got 4 or 5 players just sneaking around, a little bit of a distraction going on B. Rusty takes out Mick. Mystic Sakilo does take out Coative, and the scanner's still up, but look at that. Basil swinging around, getting Elite in the back. The scanner is down, and now a 2 versus 4 for Aerial here, as Rusty actually shuts down Obama, and now it's Bentley over in the lower tons, unbeknownst to pretty much any of the players, and they're just kind of hiding out, seeing what information, what opportunities they can get here. But a 1 versus 5 against a reigning champ team, gonna be a tall order. Bentley swings out, gets Tarmac first, and that's going to prompt Rusty to react and at least start watching mid. But Kiwi going to be the one to shut it down. And 2-2, REKT officially tied up.
Interesting commentary from chat, which I always like to check every now and then. They're wise every once in a while. And the Northern Fisherman mentioning Ariel is going to run fakes the entire game. So far, they have swapped sides every time. But as I say that, they are doubling down on A. This time, fully stacked A site push.
Yeah, I mean, look at all this util coming in. Smokes cross. Oh my god. That is just spamming util onto the site there. Sakila does get the pre-fire through the smoke onto Mystic. Sakila picks up a second one on the Bentley. And he make it a third.
A third, a knife!
Tarmac picking up Elite.
What?
Just like that, shut it down.
A knife kill? Did I get the knife on? No, I didn't get the knife on that replay because it was such a long multi-kill. But we'll take another look at the replay there as they find one through the smoke, reload, find another, and then pull the knife out here and stab. Oh, right at the end of the replay. Right about this, they're swinging the knife on the end there to get that kill. But I always love a good knife play when it comes in. REKT fending off that push. Psychilo basically fending off that push. Solo 1v4.
And look at that. Basil immediately getting a pick unanswered, gets aggressive into mid there and takes out Bentley as Ariel are looking to go over towards that B site. They go for the slam and it doesn't work, so they go back to what works. They're going back to that little 2-3 split. The attention is, coming through on a B site. Bullets spamming through the smoke. And Rusty takes out Mystic.
Oh!
With a triple. Oh, there it is. The push completely shut down. And now up to Coative to try to make something happen here. But again, 1 versus 4. And, they have the health, but, it's going to be hard to try to isolate these REKT players. And, Rusty there on site would be the first one they probably see. And, he's got the height advantage. So Coative has to try to figure out what to do here with the 50 seconds that he's got left or so, but it's going to be hard, and I think REKT might pull this one.
I think that flash had that entire trio blind there as they rotated. We'll go look at the replay after this as Tarmac wraps it up, and let's take a gander. We're going to play it. I'm going to look. The flash comes in here. No, it came in earlier before they vaulted up the stairs. I don't think they were blind, but a beautiful triple from Rusty there. That, it clutches like that, or what you expect, I guess, out of the reigning champ REKT, who are obviously fighting for that first place again this season.
Certainly, and I mean, they've got to worry about Acer holding that first place spot right now, and they recently lost to Packwatch just barely, but nevertheless they lost to them, so it's going to be a hard fight. Nevertheless, though, Basil again with the opening pick on Decoded this time around, being a menace over in that mid and lower tons area, and him getting that opening pick is definitely doing wonders for REKT right now. Kiwi though gets caught wide open. Rusty though able to take out Mystic. Rusty trying to find the second kill though. Getting shot at. Basil though with the assistance onto Obama. Trades with Bentley. And now a 1 versus 3 this time around for Elite. And Elite is going to get caught on the cross there. Takes a lot of damage and Rusty comes in with a trade. He manages to take Tarmac, but still not enough. REKT up 5-2.
Good coordination is what's going to stand out against, or what should be standing out to Aerial this afternoon. We can look at a basic replay like this, where as Elite peeks out here and puts down fire for a long time, their teammate does swing. Rusty extending to find that kill, a life for a life that ends up putting the round into the hands of REKT. It is just good coordination like that, though, that REKT can constantly rely on, that Aerial are still forming as a new squad. You're only 2 games into your season. You're still developing that coordination. Regardless, though, they're incredibly coordinated. I mean, they're calling a play each time, clearly. 2-1-2-A, 2-1-2-B, 4-stack A, 4-stack B, 5-stack, they're doing different splits. And just like the Northern Fishermen predicted, they are certainly trying to vary it up and try and constantly throw off to this REKT team where the push is actually coming from.
Yeah, we have a bit of a long-range battle between Basil and Elite there, who peeked Garage, and that's another thing that I've been seeing a lot of players do in VAIL. They'll actually kind of crouch up to a corner and hug it to show as little of their body as they possibly can, and Basil was doing that to Elite there, and gave Elite a little bit of damage. But as we see over on the B site, Rusty does take a lot of damage. Psykilo able to get the kill on the Bentley, gets aggressive there on the A long position as we see on our minimap, and Mystic going to be taking out Rusty, and that's going to be one of the B site players down, and those two are going to be able to cross. And now Kiwi isolated over on B site, the rotation needing to come in, but Kiwi able to take out Coative, and now a 3 versus 2 retake.
Yeah, grabs the utility. Nade comes out over the top. Almost connects onto the on-site defense as we do push in here. Obama going to be there defending as Tarmac scoops up a kill, and that's going to be the round. Scanner going to get interrupted, and REKT take a 6-2 lead and a commanding half. And we'll swap sides now, reset economies, and REKT will attack while Aerial defend. And I mean, what are your thoughts, Yellow, overall on the map? You say it's more defensive sided?
I would say so still at this point, and Aerial, they had a promising first 2 rounds. Their pistol round went really well, and they transitioned into the first rifle round, and that went really well too. And, it looked good. And even then, some of the rounds were, starting off good, and then, they just kind of got shut down. So REKT really kicked it into gear, and, this is more the REKT I expect. And look at that. Basil going to get the swing on the Elite, but Coative right there with the trade. Coative looking for the second one. He knows there's somebody on Cat, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe, he's going to go investigate there, and Coative takes out Psykilo. The rest of the REKT roster trying to push B with a nade on the Tarmac, and just like that, REKT are falling apart on the pistol round again.
Yeah, they're having a tough time as Obama finds another kill, and Kiwi gets trapped into the corner. 1v3, 1v2 finds Bentley on the high side. Does have to worry about Coative and Obama now left as Obama tucks into that bottom side. Yeah, I don't know. They're trying to jump check it. Jump knife throw? I mean, come on. That's crazy. They don't know it's a 1v2, though. They spin for the second shot and can't connect, nearly finding it. Clutched up by the likes of Coative, who found what? How many kills was it that round? 3, 4 round kills on the pistol round there. A clutch short sight hold and then the final kill.
Yeah, I mean, Coda definitely holding it down on that cap position there. And, I was going to say, even though it was like a 1v2, 1v3, if there was anybody on that REKT roster that's able to clutch up, it's Kiwi. Kiwi is just, one of those players that can pull off, the unimaginable. And it happens at the most random times. If that knife throw hit, I would have absolutely just I would have flipped the lid. I would have taken out Basil right away. The nice double peek coming out from Ariel there, and they're gonna fall right back, take that W, and now REKT already playing a man down, and it's not even 30 seconds into the round.
I mean, this looks like just because a new team that has put a lot of practice in. At least on the strategy side, that double peek, like you said, a planned early round peak on their defense. That's something that they have in their arsenal. Is like, okay, if we want to kind of throw them off, let's send 2 out early. Maybe we'll find an early pick and then tuck back in. That's what they've done. They set up for what is a short A defense. Elite tucked into an off-meta position, and they're very much red. Tarmac finds the kill. It's going to open up the push. The backside is, for now, defended, but weak as Tarmac finds that vulnerability. The push coming in onto site, and Obama and the trio going to have to fend off Psychillo and Tarmac, who are set up outside of B, but not quite there, with Scanner still a bit of ways to go, and now Scanner down.
Yeah, look at this though. You see Obama getting all this information from Tarmac's footsteps there. He knows that Tarmac's on site. He can call for his teammates to just push all the way through, and now just like that, Tarmac gonna get taken out by Mystic, and suddenly, again, Ariel with the first 2 rounds of the half. Are REKT going to be able to change things up and make it happen, or are Ariel going to pick up more than 2 rounds and a half? I mean, their defense is looking pretty prime right now, and the early kills going their way. That's what's getting them ahead right now, at least in terms of this second half.
Shout out again to everyone tuning in. I see Tabby in here, Zinc, Jiroke, Kanji, Pop-Tarts for life, and I don't think we can do that. Bentley certainly can't survive on Pop-Tarts because they're dead. Rusty finds a kill, looks for more, picks up a double, Psychillo with a nade, and just like that, we're into a 2v2. Blink and you'd miss it. On site still, though. Mystic holding things down, gonna peek the corner. Another trade there, and we're into a 1v1. That's fun.
And Poetive gonna get the clutch onto Rusty. Rusty opts to go for the gunfight instead of trying to cross over and at least get that scan down. So now we've got a bit of a ball game here as Ariel have picked up their 5th round. They're creeping right back.
I mean, like you
the
said,
connoisseurs taking in their boots.
They certainly are. But like you said, again, Rayab sided a little bit, and that tends to be how it leans. Eventually, I imagine, this REKT team will poke a hole through this defense, but maybe it is a bit impenetrable. That's to be determined, as we haven't seen yet a REKT offensive point get locked in, whether it was pistol or not. And Scanner seems to be headed to B, so the play likely B, maybe a fake towards A and then a B site push.
Yeah, I mean, we got some attention over mid. Tarmac gets a kill into Elite there, who decides to get aggressive on Cat, and we do see a failed smoke from them. It smokes off the spawn instead of what should have smoked off the tunnels. We do see Obama heading right back. A little bit of util over on both sides. Psychillo is sneaking through but gets taken out. Mystic taking out Tarmac, and now all of a sudden it's a 2 versus 4 for REKT here. No damage. Oh my god, Codev is one shot and Rusty actually winds up taking him out, but now look at this. They don't have any real util to try to cross here. I mean, I think Kiwi has a flashbang and Rusty has maybe a smoke, it looks like. And they haven't really elected to use it. Rusty anticipating the flank though, and or Kiwi there actually. Rusty taking out Obama. Russ getting taken out though. And now Kiwi now in a 1 versus 2 with 35 seconds left. This is going to be a bit of a hard take for Kiwi to try to do, and he doesn't really have any time to rotate here.
It's a big drop back from Mystic. They really do a nice job of drawing Kiwi out. Mystic's able to get back here, double up with Bentley, and they can both swing. So Bentley confidently able to extend out and find the kill. They get it and lock in a 6-6. Map 1 against the former Season 1 champions. It's a impressive performance so far this afternoon from this new squad.
Certainly. And again, you got to note that some of these players played on Vanguard together previously. Right. And, they have that little bit of chemistry together. True. But, they're performing really, really well against, a seasoned squad.
Yeah.
And ooh, very interesting smoke coming out, but I don't think it lands exactly where either Tarmac or Basil really wanted it to. And again, REKT doing a little bit of a 3-2 split. This is pretty typical coming out of their playbook here, and they're just taking their nice sweet time here as they're trying to make their way ultimately over to the A site.
Bentley showing off the skin. And ultimately giving away position there. I don't know if they intended to shoot. I think looks like their hand was stuck on the gun. So I don't think they meant to take those shots. But regardless, fire is going down. And it's drawing attention. Coated with a beautiful nade, though. Will catch both of the attackers towards B site. And I gotta wonder if maybe they're thinking it's going to be a B site push. Now with all the utility coming in and the callouts most likely from Bentley, it isn't a B site push. Bentley finally goes down. As Rusty finds a kill, we ring around the rosy here as Mystic catches Psychilo, somehow spins around to pick up that kill, and Rusty finds that the entire team is crashing to defend. Ariel playing a solid defense and in the lead, celebrating with hugs, and rightfully so, because they're playing good. They're synced up, and they're looking at a potential map 1 win if they can take 2 more points.
Yeah, I mean, this half started at 2-6, and now it's 7-6. REKT have not gotten a single round on this half yet, and a couple of them have come down to 1v1s or 2v1s or whatnot. But Ariel has really locked in, and it's certainly showing. And so again, those connoisseurs, they got to be shaken. But Basil to open things up for the first time here as Obama gets taken out. And Basil at least gets the info of one of the players' location, and they're going to be swarming over on A. Kiwi and Rusty picking up kills. REKT finally seem to have activated this half, and now they're going to be able to get that scanner plant onto A, and a 2v5 retake here for Ariel to try to deal with.
In a much better scenario. And not letting things get out of control, but still, it's not done. Utility coming in over the top, a decent flash that might catch 1 or 2. The swing coming in from Elite, but they're not going to be ready for the short peek from Rusty there, and Kiwi catches the final swing from Kotiv. That does put us into that 7-7, the first offensive point by REKT, but probably when they needed it most. Both teams 2 away. We could be headed to an 8-8 tiebreaker.
I swear, I always wind up coming on the most interesting matches somehow.
It's good to have you for the long ones.
For sure. And, the connoisseur votes once again stating that REKT was clearly going to win this, and we're tied on game number 1. So, again, my motto for casting is that anything can happen. And, here we are, 7-7 against a top 3 team. Nades come out. Rusty going to get taken out. Kiwi gets the kill on the Mystic and Bentley, but Bentley takes 3 REKT players with them. And, now look at this. Basil over on B site to try to be the thorn in the side. And now Sakila just has to wait patiently for that Basil rotate. And these other 2 players are rather confused as to where they should be looking. Basil definitely being an impact this round so far.
They're set up in the middle because they don't know what side to rotate to. If the plant's at B, they want to go there. If Basil swings the middle, they want to fight that. And Obama's still not aware of where this scanner is going. Sakilo will obviously notify them with the scanner plant at A. And Obama will try and rotate around. We go into the 1v1, 35 seconds on the clock.
Obama's really going for the longer rotate, trying to use all that time on the clock, and he does have that available to him. Sakilo having to try to figure out where exactly he's coming from, but is going to be needing to listen to these footsteps that Obama's making. But as he gets closer, he's going to take it a little bit slower. 15 seconds left. Sakilo just has to play the time here if he wants to win this one. For REKT, he's going to swing with the pre-fire, and Obama gets taken out, and REKT 1 point away from winning map 1.
I mean, you think Sakilo is going to sit back? The reigning champ, an opportunity to clutch. No, these guys are no strangers to pressure, are no strangers to stepping up when it matters the most. And these last 2 rounds, they've stepped up. You can see the REKT skin earned, the paint tag there, earned by them. And hard fought, to say the least, for, as they are now 1 point away from taking map 1. But, man, Aerial are really stepping up here today, challenging this push again with great utility play as Bentley and Mystic battle back this swing. Mystic finding a few, Rusty picking up a couple, Kiwi and Rusty barreling through A's site, absolutely overwhelming the on-site defense, and again, Elite and Codiver alone.
Basil gets the kill on an Elite there. That was very much in Elite's favor as he was just pre-firing that. But Basil gets the swing and the hit, and now it's up to Codiv to try to save this. A 1v2, 30 seconds left on that scanner. Smoke's going to be going down as he tries to isolate whatever fights he can, picking up all the utility from his fallen teammates, but he's wasted 10 seconds in the process, and time not really on his side, but that nade comes so decently close, but no cigar there. 13 seconds left, and
yeah, has
Rusty, the bait and switch.
Goes in between them, and a great bit of teamwork will win the REKT team their first map in this series as they lock in Suna 9-7. But, you know, I wondered why there were even, you know, I guess, again, just from my perspective, if I'm just taking it by the numbers, why would there be some votes for Aerial? Why would you go against REKT in this vote? And, I mean, this map put it on display for us, Yellow Hat. This is why there were votes for this Aerial squad, because they made this a very hard-fought series. You look at the KDs, Mystics got 13, Obama 12, Codiv 12, Bentley 10. You know, in comparison, obviously, Rusty 20, broke 20 kills, pretty impressive. Basil Mats 15 and Kiwi 13. So, you know, it's the high kill game and a dang close one to start us off.
Certainly, and I mean, you know, again, even though it was a loss from Aerial, it's certainly a statement from them, especially with how commanding they were in their defensive half there. And, you know, it could have been anybody's game, and REKT, it took them 5 or 6 rounds to finally break through and say, hey, this is why we're a top 3 team. But even then, you know, 9-7 scoreline against a team that, you know, kind of just formed up. Now, again, some players have played together on Vanguard, a couple of them on Packwatch, but still, even then, mixing up all, you know, 8 of those players, or at least the 5 that were on the field, there's still some chemistry that you have to sort out there. And they were, you know, Aerial didn't look like they had any trouble doing that.
Yeah, that is for sure. We'll go ahead and give the players the ready up for map 2 as we watch some replays, because there were a lot of them. That knife triple kill, one that certainly stood out to me, Yellow Hat. I mean, there were a lot of crazy ones. There were a lot of good triple kills, quite frankly, in our opening map in this series. So if you did miss it, you missed some great action. But we are ready to go into our second map of the day. We are headed to Miru. Your thoughts on this one? Do you feel it tends to go more defensive, offensive sided? You know, how do you feel about Miru opening up the series?
Well, you know, Miru, from what I've played and from what a lot of players understand, it is pretty defender-sided again, you know, and I remember casting this back at the convention, and that's certainly how it seemed to lean. Right. We do actually, we have a bit of a switch here. We swapped out Rise for Tarmac, and, you know, Tarmac has always been known to be the IGL, but, you know, Basil able to pick up that role as well. But Psychelo going to be going down, the first kill of game number 2 here as Aerial looked to take that B site in strong fashion. Rusty going to be taken out as well by Coden. A lot of gunfire going back and forth.
It's another successful pistol round. Kiwi's going to have to clutch a 1v4, and, I mean, dominant. 4 alive. They stormed the castle and absolutely overwhelmed them on B site there for the first round.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's something that I think, you know, is a bit different when you have pistol rounds versus rifle rounds. In pistol rounds, it's generally better just to group up as a unit of 5 and just storm the site. You know, you don't have fully automatic firepower to really, you know, kind of lay things down. So the more firepower that you can have, you know, the better. And you kind of saw that each of these REKT players having to peek into 2, 3, even sometimes 4 players. It's a tough thing. But, you know, as we get going here, Rusty going to be taking out Elite with a well-placed frag grenade. And that's going to be over on that B site. So we do see the Aerial once again looking to get the B site plays here. Mystic getting 2 kills onto Psychelo Rise, but Basil getting immediately taken out after only getting one, and now it's Kiwi in a 1 versus 3 now.
Well, you said it last map. If there's anyone that can clutch for the REKT squad, it is Kiwi, as they do set themselves up for the rotation through to site. A nice jump check there. Draws Kodev out. They jump back to the other side, utilizing that new jump technology to overwhelm their opponent, catching that first kill. That nade botched, and that's one way to lose a round, and I hate to do it, but we're going to have to cut that one on the old replay feature, and it's unfortunate, but that happens. It's just the worst possible way to lose a round on stream. It goes to show you that when you do see how like all these great nades connect, that it is really a talent for them to be throwing these nades. It takes some skill to hit them where they're hitting them and cook them in just the right amount of time and then throw them right where they need to. Here's a push from Rise, though, who's suddenly come into the game.
Yeah, I mean, that aggressive from Rex coming out over in middle there. And, you know, even then, we do see the last player, again, Aerial liking their fakes, and they're going to be able to get that free scanner plant, and now it's Elite versus 3 all of a sudden. But that scanner goes down. REKT are definitely privy to it, and, you know, we'll see Elite try to isolate whatever fights that they can. Smoke going down into the defender spawn there. Spamming coming through, takes out Rise, but he gets headshot there, and Psychelo going to be putting him down quick. So Elite getting the scanner at least, and, you know, at least taking one with them, but not enough.
Yeah. A point on the board for REKT. Aerial not going to run away with this one. A lot like last map, I have a feeling. Yellow Hat, as we do get into a pretty even opening sequence here, with Rise picking up 4 kills, basically keeping REKT in that one and getting them that first round. Good thing they were subbed in. Who did they sub in for? I can't quite... Tarmac, okay.
Yeah, so again, Basil probably going to be the one, you know, calling all the shots here, as Tarmac's usually the one that does that for the REKT squad, but Basil also very capable of doing that as well. So we'll see kind of how that happens when they swap over to the attacking side. But in the meantime, we do see Aerial taking a nice slow approach, waiting to see if REKT decide to get aggressive at all. And we do see Mystic going scanner first, interestingly enough, and there's the peak. Bentley getting the trade onto Psychelo, and they are going to see the scanner, so that is going to at least force one of REKT to rotate over. But again, Aerial just kind of keeping map control for right now, at least. We do see that number 7 player, Elite, over on the A site, trying to see if maybe they can make something happen. But a lot of util being baited out from Aerial, as they, again, are trying to look to see if they can get that site. 2 kills going the way of them. Basil getting the kill, Kiwi getting the kill, and now we're down to a 2v2. Kiwi and Rise versus Kodev and Bentley. Can they make it happen? Kiwi going to have to rotate over, so that's going to eat up a little bit of time for them. And Rise just sneaking over, waiting for his teammate there. Certainly anything could happen here.
Yeah, it's all about that syncing up, the coordination, the drawing out of the play, but Rusty reads it perfectly. Bentley, catches the double kill there. As they get shot from the corner, the fire drawn out, catch the kill, and then instantly swing to their right, recognizing the footsteps. This Aerial team is not making any of these points easy for REKT. A map 1 lead, sure, but I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on to that. Kitty could be our series decider, quite frankly, with this pace.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 3 rounds on the board for Aerial. That's a very good start for them. We do see a bit of pre-fire coming the way from mid, but Psychelo getting that nade kill onto Obama there to start things off. Psychelo, I keep mentioning over and over again every time I cast this REKT squad, but, you know, a menace with utility, and you'll see that over and over and over again from him. Once he, you know, figures out where you are, you better watch out.
That nade nearly connects. The knife nearly connects, just missing the corner of Rusty there. The flash comes out and no kills exchanged. A commanding hold of B site now for Aerial as a scanner goes down. A 1-for-1 there as we zip over to a remaining duo, Rise and Kiwi. Yet again, rotating from A site to crash back. Getting surprised by Mystic out of the corner of the smoke. Kiwi able to catch one as Mystic rotated out too far on that smoke, and Kiwi's going to try and finish off the remaining 2. Pushing all the way up here to where the 2 defenders are, not even reading necessarily where Kotiv was, who had tucked into a tighter corner as well. But Elite catches the kill, and I mean, this is a clean 4-1 right now that Aerial have. They are in control. I feel like Miru typically isn't this offensive-sided either.
No, I mean, from every Miru game that I've historically casted, it's actually been in favor of Rhea, but to be down 4-1, I mean, this is certainly going really good for Aerial right now as they you know, look to try to continue going on. I mean, they haven't even tried taking A yet. Except for the 1 round.
Oh my goodness, the entire squad getting scooped up. A double from 2 players, Psychillo, and all that's left is Obama in a 1v3. REKT quickly shutting down any advance from that Aerial squad. And the minute they group up for a triple down onto B site, it does get shut down. That's, I think, the difference between maybe some inexperienced teams and a more veteran squad like REKT. They're going to adapt. If you're going to put B 3 times in a row, eventually they're just going to send their A site defense over to B instead.
Ooh, that nade does come out from Obama, and you know, a lot of utility coming out. Oh my! He's trying to see if maybe the player's in the corner, and does he catch the outline? No, he doesn't. Psychillo able to take him out, and REKT pick up a 2nd round onto the board.
It's some high-level play this afternoon, folks. If you pay close enough attention, you will learn a thing or 3 with how these squads are playing. They are locked in, putting on their best foot right now. This Aerial squad wants to take 3 series in a row for their opening 3 series in the VRML as a new team. They do not want to have a loss marking their 3 entry matches into the MMR. And so it's big for them to bounce back here and take this map, but obviously REKT are fighting. And as we now get an A site stack, it is tied 4-4, 3-3, 3-2, and 3-1. There's the double node. Back and forth we trade until eventually we're into a 1v2. Psychillo pushing the scanner site, but can't shut it down in time. The flash almost there, but not quite. The kill is there, and now a 1v1.
Oh, does he go for the defuse, though? I mean, maybe he'll hear Bentley coming right over. Here comes the nade, though. Just barely dodges it. And now Bentley just has to play the time. But he smokes himself off of that.
Oh, my!
Oh, my God. It's like Hilo was celebrating that one. Wow.
We'll pull it up for replay's sake. A complete lucky kill. Blind through the smoke. I guess not lucky. Audio cue likely giving away the position there. But to find the head on their first shot is, well, impressive maybe. More than anything. As they interrupt the scanner and lock in the REKT round. The half may yet be tied, if REKT have anything to say about it, as we get into the final round of the half.
I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing over that. Psychillo gets the kill on a Bentley there, opening things up for REKT once again in this final round of the first half. And we do see the scanner leaning over towards that B side. Kiwi picking up Obama and trying to see maybe if they can get a second one. But Mystic takes out Basil. Don't know if necessarily the scanner was spotted on him, but he's going to be falling back over. And now it's a 3 versus 4 for Aerial here as they look to try to regroup and try to see what exactly they can do. But we do have some mid presence over from REKT, so they're not going to have the cleanest rotate from into middle here if they, you know, elect to do that.
You can get trapped, which is what Mystic is sort of experiencing right now, and they're fortunate that REKT isn't applying too much pressure. I think if anything, the utility that's being thrown towards A is drawing a over rotation towards A site. They have yet to have scanner go A, but it is ending up towards A, so maybe it's the right read either way. Both teams battling it out over A site, the 4v3. As Aerial make this so challenging, such good utility use, back and forth, flashes, nades, double kills, triple kills, 1-for-1s, and now 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, Rusty getting the swing and the hit there as he trades out his teammate there who got taken out by Elite. And now at 2 versus 3 with 18 seconds left on the clock, the scanner does have to get planted. And I don't know if Kiwi necessarily spotted the player there, but they know it's an A. They're going to come through, and here comes the swing. Otiv, the Guardian Angel, though, turns it into a 2 versus 2. Kiwi getting the kill on the Mystic, and now Otiv getting taken out by Rusty, and some great team play coming out from REKT there. They had him pincer down. He couldn't really move anywhere. He had to try to isolate the fight, but couldn't really do that. So nice job to REKT there for tying it back up 4-4, but now I think is where the uphill battle comes for, at least I'd say the REKT squad, but, we'll find out.
Yep, we swap sides. We reset economy. Aerial, defend, REKT, attack, map 2. A gigantic question mark this afternoon. As map 1 goes 7-9, barely to REKT's hands. The last final moments, they started to put it together. And now, again, tied. Not exactly a dominant opening half for REKT, but they've at least kept things close and have an opportunity to put a couple of offensive points on the board themselves. Maybe even get their first pistol round on the board because they have yet to win one today.
Yeah, I mean, Rusty able to get all the way through mid there, and is going to be able to at least hold off a bit of the rotation if they elected to go through that middle part. Kiwi takes on Mystic, but Saikilo able to get the kill onto Elite, and now a 2 versus 3 retake situation here as Rise looks to, plant the scanner down, but Flash goes down, and Saikilo just, kind of wiping everybody there. So REKT finally get their first pistol.
Pretty dominant too, 4 alive. Bit more, that felt more focused, more coordinated. That was REKT stacking nicely and winning that stack. Like you said, that's the key, it seems, to the pistol rounds. And so once we go back to rifles, we get more into that split, 3-2 here. As you can see from the overhead on both sides, the 2 going to A, though, so a 3v2 at A, but a rotation coming in. Very quick. Action going to unfold on both sides.
Yeah, we do.
Fake
we
out,
do see some. Maybe we did see some utility thrown over towards A, and we see even number 5 here, Obama, doing a little bit of jump spotting, but I think.
Oh, come on!
Now that's a play you'll love to see. But Obama getting taken out by Kiwi, and now all of a sudden it's a 4 versus 2 here as REKT storm the site, and the rotation is coming in quickly, but again, the jump spotting. And just like that, Rusty with the double. REKT, another round on the board.
I'd love to get Rusty's replay, but I do want to play again the jump nade, because that was beautiful.
That was a nice little 200 IQ play, I gotta say.
Checks it first, primes the nade, jumps, and as it hits the ground, it explodes, perfectly primed, and opens things up nicely for REKT there. They go up 6-4, and REKT's breaking out the stops here in this series.
That was a knife that almost hit the cameraman, but nevertheless, we do see a full storm onto A. Flash is coming in, but I think that flash affected REKT more than it did, Aerial there. But nevertheless, Kiwi able to get into the second. Look at that, Kiwi getting a second, almost gets a third, but Coative answers right back with a kill of their own. And Kiwi getting a little adventurous with the scanner there and actually takes it a little too far. But that will be grabbed by a member of the REKT squad there, as it is a 3 versus 2, but the health advantage still kind of, over in Aerial's favor there. And now a 2v2 even, so.
Forced out of the smoke, but scanner goes down, and yeah, how do they defend is the question. Do they even know Rusty's here? I mean, they got it because the scanner went down. They're very much aware of Rise's position, but I don't know if they know Rise is rotated where they have. And oh my gosh, Rusty's surprising. At least one on the rotation. Time ticking down, 15 seconds left. Mystic knows Rise is here, but Rise, with a sliver of health, clutches it for the team. And REKT are up 4-7.
Yeah, so REKT showing dominance on this attacking side here now too, and that was a very important clutch for Rise for REKT there too. I mean, you know, 1 versus 1. That's one of the few that we've seen, and even despite the sliver of health, he's able to make it happen. So props to him on that one. And REKT's now 2 points away from closing the series out, but gotta commend Ariel on putting up one heck of a fight. I mean, you know, they've been doing so good, and especially last game, but Basil catches a nade there as Mystic sends it forward, and just like that, more nades coming through. They try to clear out the corner. Kiwi taking out Mystic, bringing it back to a 4 versus 4. Scanner immediately going down. Sakila taking about Obama. Kodev taking out Rusty. Kiwi getting the kill on the Kodev there, so now a 2 versus 3, but the health on Kiwi and Sakila isn't even the health of one player combined, so this is going to be hard for them, and look how far back they are on the scanner. I mean, I don't even know that they'd really be able to stop a defuse without making any noise, and here comes the defuse. Sakila takes out Bentley, and oh no, he's gonna take his hands off of it, and Kiwi gets the kill onto Elite. It's unfortunate because he doesn't have that caster perspective, but he had the time there, or he could have gotten it very close.
It's always hard to judge if you should go for the stick or find the kills. You know, it's hard to commit to that scanner plan because you give away your. It's obvious an audio, you know, indicator is when you're interrupting a scanner. So typically teams check. Sometimes they think you're baiting. Sometimes if you do bait, and then you don't do it, then you have to do it again, and that's another audio cue. So it is really a rock, paper, scissors moment, and it goes the way of the offense yet again as REKT find themselves in a bit of a bad spot here, down 2 early.
Yeah, I mean, Obama going for that jump spot. Rise does get the pick onto Elite, though, so opening things up a little bit. But, yeah, like I was saying, Obama with that jump spot at least spots the player in mid there and is able to act accordingly. And look at this. Oh, how is this person alive? How is Rise alive there? In what? Or I'm sorry, that was Kiwi. Rise able to get the kill on the Bentley, at least being the guardian angel there. But now a 2 versus 3. Basil opening things up though, gets the kill onto Obama, and now brings it back to a 2 versus 2. The defense is poised in prime. I mean, they're right there. They're ready to pounce. Mystic takes out Rise. The nades come through, and look at this, Basil.
Oh.
He's gonna be able to sneak away with the rotate, and I'm not sure that Ariel quite catch this.
I don't think Kodev can even get there in time to stop a scanner plan, so it's going to go down at B, and we're going to have a 1v2 face-off to see if REKT are going to clutch this off of some wild rotation from Basil.
Yeah, I mean, now the question is, if you're Basil, where do you even play? I mean, they could be coming from anywhere on the map. You know, you could expect them to come from their spawn, but you also have to worry about the mid flank, right? And it seems like that's what Ariel's electing to do. They're going for that mid flank. They're going to try to see, you know, maybe if they can catch him laying way back. But even then, they have to play this one together, and Basil just has to play the time. There comes a nade. Doesn't take any damage, though, but makes a footstep there, and I don't know if they actually heard that. And Ariel don't have a lot of time here. I mean, he's going for the defuse. He's sticking it.
Oh!
Not able to get it.
2 seconds on the clock. Oh my goodness, Ariel survive. We stay at match point. We stay at series point. But Ariel on defense finally find their first defensive round. And once REKT found their first offensive round, they snowballed with 4 consecutive. So we'll see if Ariel can do the exact same thing, but on defensive now, as they take their first and need 3 more to tie this 8-8.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very nice clutch attempt by Basil. Ultimately didn't work out, and, you know, Ariel played that one really well. They just kept their 2 members together, didn't really give any ones, and made it happen. Here comes some nade zone. The util flying across the map. Kiwi finding a nade on the Mystic, and that's going to open up the plant for REKT here as they're planting the scanner. And we do see taking out Kiwi, but gets the nade there, or he gets the scanner plant. Excuse me. Kodev finding Rusty, and now a 4 versus 3 retake situation. We do see a little bit of dancing around over in mid. The smoke going to come down, and they're going to be able to get that. They could go for the defuse here. Sakila taking out Obama. Sakila taking out Kodev, and now it's Elite versus 2 to try to hold on once again. Oh, gets tagged up there. Elite takes out Kilo and Basil for the swing, and REKT are going to be able to take it 9-5.
I mean, what a fun series to watch this afternoon. These two teams bringing their absolute A game this afternoon. So clearly utilizing plays and practice positions and, frankly, moves that I haven't seen out of them until week 9. You know what I mean? Like, it's taken this matchup to really get us some awesome shots that we end up, we'll have to make the highlight reel, to say the least. But, I mean, it's what a fun series this afternoon, Yellow, that we're tuning into. We still got Kitty to wrap things up. But REKT and Aerial, I didn't expect it to be this close today.
Certainly not. I mean, 9-7 on the first map, 9-5 on the second map. I mean, you got to give it up to Aerial for putting up an insane fight for sure. I mean, that's, definitely the connoisseurs didn't expect it. Of course, the majority of connoisseurs were right today in that, REKT would win. But even then, I mean, it was a close fight. It wasn't like it was a complete washout either.
I also want to get another look at that jump nade here on the replay as they tossed it in to catch that kill. Pretty cool. I think we get a sub. Yeah, Tormac's back in on the REKT side. And Aerial maintained their 5, so I'll let them know we're ready to go for map 3, and we should be diving in shortly. Again, a great series from both squads. Let's look at the KDs just before we do. I mean, pretty close on the leads. Kilo 16, but Mystic on the other side with 14. The kill leaders right there on kills. I mean, again, 5-9, pretty close to. They could end up tying the overall score, but losing the series with this Kitty appearance. It really depends on how they're going to approach it, as we do end up diving in to Kitty for our final map in this awesome best of 3, quite frankly. This has been a lot of fun to watch this afternoon, and I'm glad you joined me on this one, Yellow Hat.
Glad to be here. This is all the excitement you get to see whenever you watch a VR esports game. And I mean, especially with matches that wind up being this close, it's always amazing to watch, teams new and old, take on games and, just really, duke it out. It's an awesome thing to watch, that's for sure.
Here we go into our first round, the pistol round, as we do observe a hearty full stack towards A coming in from that swap teams Aerial offense.
Oh, look at this Elite clearing out the site there, taking out Rise, trying to see if he can find any more, and it does find Tarmac. And now that scanner's going to go down over on that A site, and it's a 3 versus 4 retake here. Rusty, though, takes out Elite, tries to see if he can find the second one. And unbeknownst to him, Obama lurking in the shadows takes out Rusty. Mystic takes out Kiwi. Psykilo getting that trade, and now it's Psykilo versus 2. He has to try to find both these players, and does he check this corner? He does, but the trade goes the way of Coative there. So, again, Aerial getting that first round.
What is it? How many pistol rounds? 5 so far today that have 4 of
5
them.
out of the 6.
Yeah. We haven't had 6 yet. We'll have 6 after this.
I'm saying 6 in total.
Yeah, okay.
But,
so far, pretty impressive on those pistol rounds. But REKT did end up winning the pistol round they needed the most. That got them that map 2 win. So it depends on, I guess, when and where those pistol rounds get locked in more than anything. As we go into our full rifle round, our first full rifle round, we get a full stack towards B.
And Psykilo getting that free fire through the smoke, trying to see if he can find more. Is he going for the knife? Oh, he just barely misses it. He throws it a little bit too early. He could have had a knife kill there, but Rusty takes out Mystic there. Tarmac already on the long flank there, kills Obama, and now it's Bentley.
Wow.
Just like that, getting taken out. And so REKT with a pretty clean first round. First rifle round.
Another quick shout out to all the folks sticking around for map 3. We do appreciate you hanging out in what otherwise is a finished series. REKT have 1 in 2 maps, but we always play the third out to figure out how many points they're going to earn, how much they're going to go up or down in rank. It's all calculated in that sweet, savory VRML secret sauce. And it ends up getting you your matchmaking rating. So all the points matter, and we like to see how these third maps get played out even after a series has been decided. The players tend to still take it pretty seriously, and clearly these two teams are locked in as Aerial come barreling into another A site push that's getting completely shut down by the defense. Kiwi finds a double looking for 3, can't quite find the third as Bentley spins around the center. They go down to Mystic. Mystic finds 2, folks for the third, they don't find it. We're moving pretty quick through this Kiwi series.
Certainly. I mean, it's just one trade after another, and, before you can even get done explaining something, the entire round's over. So definitely a faster-paced game this time around, but still definitely interesting to see as, Aerial are trying to go for these hard site pushes, and initially they get that control, and then, REKT's able to really just kind of, take that control right back.
That experience kind of shining through, I think, a little bit. Maybe even that, the familiarity of competing against a team that is as coordinated as this, knowing what to bring against it, and doing just that. As we trade 1 for 1 here, the on-site defense goes down, and we're into a 3v3.
Yeah, and I mean, it seemed like there was a bit of an artillery strike there on A main there, as, a lot of nades really went down. Obama gets taken out there. Bentley getting the kill on the Psykilo, making it a 2 versus 2 retake for REKT to try to win out here, and it's going to be a tall order there, I think, with how many corners you have to clear. But Kiwi able to take out Bentley, and just like that, Kiwi clutches it up as Rusty acts as the bait there, and Kiwi going to be defusing, and REKT going to be picking up their third rounds.
This map, I don't know about what you think, playing it maybe a little bit more than I play it, but, this map definitely tends to lean defensive-sided, but this season, we've seen a lot of offensive rounds get locked in, and I do think that tends to be because there is a limited amount of grenades. That's at least my argument for it, is that because last season we had 2 nades in the pocket, 10 nades potentially on a side, it's a little bit more easier to zone on defense. But without that, with only 5 grenades available, I think you do see a little bit less of that zoning power. So, if anything, to have a 3-1 lead now from REKT is solid. It puts them in a good spot for this third map.
Right. And I mean, we've talked about it before. I believe if you were to look at kind of all the round statistics, Kitty does lean the most defender-sided of all the maps in the pool. But even then, I mean, some teams have been making it work out a little bit more. So, always good to see that meta kind of evolving and shifting.
I love it. I love it. It's one of my favorite things about leagues as they develop. Teams, players figuring out new things they didn't know they would figure out as you start to kind of practice at higher and higher levels. So it's definitely fun to see, and this series has been a real treat to watch, in my opinion. I've been happy we tuned into it. A very competitive series, to say the very least, as REKT have been absolutely brawling for every point they can get this afternoon, and Aerial have been making it so hard as Psykilo finds 2 through the smoke for the cost of their life, and we go into another 2-2. Again, a near dead even draw on kills, and the scanner down in front of Rusty.
Yeah, speaking of Rusty, he's going to be able to take out Coative there, and I believe C is the last player. There's no, it's going to be free firing, but it doesn't matter, as Rusty able to take out Bentley there, and REKT picking up a 4th round just like that.
Clutches are the hardest thing to harness. How do you can't make a team of players that are going to clutch and win a series for you. But maybe that's kind of the goal, because that's what REKT is essentially. Any one of these players at any one time could find the 1v3, could pick up that double kill, could clutch when they need to under pressure. And I think it makes it so hard to finish rounds against REKT and get those round wins.
Certainly, and I mean, wow. As we get right into it, before I can even explain anything, Bentley takes out Rise. Now look at this, a 4-man storm through the pond there, as a lot of trades going a bunch of different ways, and the defense is split here. Kiwi able to take out Elite. His position now exposed, and now Kodev takes out Kiwi. So that site, A site, is completely open, and now Saikilo, speaking of clutch potential, is forced into a 1 versus 2. You know, a certain thing about clutches is that you just kind of have to go in it with the mindset of, you know, whatever happens, happens. You can't really get nervous about it. I mean, you know, as I'm explaining, Saikilo gets taken out, but, you know, sure, the odds might be stacked against you, but even then, I mean, you know, if you can make it happen, that's all the better. But nevertheless, Aerial able to make it happen, and they pick up their second round on offense.
We've got 2 more rounds in the half, and Aerial 2 rounds away from tying their half before side swapping. It's doable, quite frankly, as they have been bouncing back nicely in these last few rounds against REKT, reading well into their defense and applying the appropriate pressure. I think that's what stands out to me as a successful strategy on offense on this map in particular, is that you really have to press the thumbstick forward, as we say, the W key at all times. You really got to move, and if you do, you can overwhelm the defense or be overwhelmed, as Kodev catches a multi-kill and goes down to, or excuse me, Rusty Cat, Tarmac catches a multi-kill and goes down to Kodev. But, Tarmac, Kodev, nades, and around in the REKT
headshot.
Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah, I mean, they kind of W-keyed it up the stairs there, and you know, both teams kind of ran at each other with some utility, and ultimately REKT able to really just kind of hold it down 5-2. 1 more round left in this half. If REKT can make it a 6-2, you know, they're in a pretty good spot. But alternatively, I think too, if Aerial get this 3rd round on the board, I think there's a decent chance that maybe this game could lean in their favor. It really depends on how well and how coordinated they are on their defense.
Trying to go for a fake out towards B, and it's working. Look at the overhead.
Saikilo.
Okay.
Okay. He's feeling himself now.
I wasn't even looking over there because I had eyes on the scanner, which is down now because Kiwi finds 2. And the absolute disaster of a round there on the 3-2 split. And that's one way to not win rounds on offense, clearly. It gets shut down fast by REKT, and now REKT are 3 away from taking a 3rd map and really locking in that Series W.
We can run one of those predictions on like Twitch or YouTube or whatnot. I would definitely run one that says, will REKT get a 2nd pistol round, or will or will Aerial pick up this 5th their 5th and final pistol round of the series? So again, it will be interesting. Rusty eats that one right in the face. Kodev, they very well placed nade. Saikilo takes out Bentley, so they bring it back to a 4-on-4. We do see Saikilo making some space.
Oh!
The throwing knife, the insult to injury. This man is feeling himself right now. Saikilo, what a way to enter into the site. Rise going to be getting the kill onto Elite as Elite takes out Saikilo, and here comes the flashbang in as Mystic tries to make something happen here. Tarmac, though, there with the support. Mystic goes down, and REKT 2 rounds away from finishing this one off.
I mean, that's the real benefit of having the REKT knife skin, is that your enemy sees your brand flying at their face to their death. You know, as you do see here on the replay, Saikilo has it primed and ready, and just a flick of their wrist to kill their opponent in front of them. A nice little knife kill as they go up 7-2.
Certainly some brand recognition if I've ever seen it. So, yeah, good job, Saikilo. Anyways, we get into round number 10 here, and we do see REKT leaning over towards that B site. Saikilo making some space in alley here. As, does he find him? No, he doesn't. He's going Bentley getting taken. That's his 3rd knife kill this game. What is this man made of? Saikilo getting the kill on the Mystic. REKT completely opened up B site, and I mean, I think a bit of the demoralization is there if you're Aerial.
I mean the knife's the best choice close quarters like that, and if you're gonna be able to touch each other in the smoke, the knife's a good candidate. It's a 1-hit kill, right?
Yeah, I mean, It's and even then I think Sakila had a little bit of pre-fire on him, so that knife definitely going to be one-hitting. And now Obama gets swung by Rusty there, and REKT one round away from winning this entire series 3-0. And having a look at the KDs before the end, I mean, we see Sakila up top 13-7, Rusty 11-4, Kiwi 10-7, Tarmac 9-7, Rise down at 4-5, but then over on Aerial side, Mystic 8-9, Coative 7-9, Elite 7-10. So I mean, definitely a couple standout players from that REKT squad this game.
For sure, they are earning their W here this afternoon as they go for another offensive push, another B-site push. Look at this defensive stack as Rusty and Rise both find some kills. A quick, near nade kill onto Bentley, as now Bentley and Elite are kind of swapping positions with the offense, finding themselves in a little bit of a bad spot there as Elite's alone now. 1v3, the knife zips past their face as Sakilo tries to find it, but that'll cost them. And now a 1v2. Scanner rotating towards A, and REKT looking to lock in map 3.
Yeah, I mean, Elite, I think, reads his rotate and now has to deal with this player. Decided to dual wield here for a hot second. We're, I think, having a little bit of fun here. Goes for the knife throw. Did it touch Jordan?
No.
No, it did not. Unfortunately for his case, but I think, the battle was won by REKT at that point anyway, so he's just having a little bit of fun with it before it officially ended. But yep, REKT taking it 9-2 and taking the series 3-0.
Man, what a good series to jump into this afternoon to round out the week. I mean, week 9 is ramping up. We're ramping up to the finals. We're getting closer to that postseason, Yellow, which is something to look forward to say the least. We got to start prepping for that postseason. That hype is real in my heart right now because these teams are showing up. Aerial, a team we're going to have to keep an eye on, a team that's going to have a chance at bouncing up into that top echelon, the upper 10, I think, quite frankly, with how they performed here. And so it'll be a lot of fun to see, but congratulations to REKT for winning, what is their 6th win of the season? Yeah, they go 6-3 on their record, maybe bumping up into that second place spot, maybe competing for Acer in first. But either way, that will be it for us here on the desk. A quick shout out to our sponsors, Axe Labs, for supporting the VRML with $10,000 in cash prize pool. We really do appreciate their support. HyperX contributing into our prizing, and obviously with high quality gear to the casting team. You can get a 15% discount by using code HXVRML23 at checkout. And last but not least, ProTube, one of our longest sponsors with the best stocks in the game. If you want to stabilize your aim in game, go check out ProTube VR right now. I think they have a 30% off sale on any force feedback models as well. So if you want to feel the recoil, I recommend you go get that now. But that'll be it for us here this afternoon. My name has been Nightfire02. He's my co-caster Yellow Hat. And we'll see you all next week for more seasonal action. But until then, stay classy.